She's prestige. She's modern. She's traditional. She's magnificent. She's beautiful. She's 40 and fabulous Naija.
Walter Pitcairn wrote, "Life begins at 40." And that got me thinking. That triggered my creative mind and I began to ask questions. Why should a 40 years African woman retire as a baby factory without a career choice of her own? Hence, the creation of 40 and Fabulous Naija, a reality TV show like no other, changing the narratives of what it takes to be 40 and fabulous. Every time I open the door of my house, this is what happened.
On the side. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1.
I'm a potter. Here with me is my colleague. Introduce yourself.
Oh, my name is Valentine.
So I will be the potter to guide you through this pottery session.
Okay.
Before we start, we'll quickly run an introduction for us to know ourselves better. I will quickly run us through what pottery is and some of the things we need to know before we go into the practicals.
Yeah.
Pottery is one of man's oldest innovation. It's a craft that started right with man's evolvement through inventions and all that. Pottery can be simply seen as the art of making objects, whether functional or decorative piece, using clay. It's as simple as that. The primary material there is clay. Now, talking about clay, clay can come in two different forms. The first is the primary clay, which is a clay found in its original place of formation. For you to identify primary clay, it normally comes in a milky color form or whitish form. Example of such clay is the kaolin. Another form of clay is also the secondary clay. Now, the secondary clay is a clay that has moved from its place of formation, got contaminated by other materials to settle in another place via probably erosion and all that. So you see secondary clay can come in different colors based on the geographical location where it's being found. So a typical example of secondary clay is the one in front of us right now, as we can see the color, but there are some that do come in red, yellowish form, and all that. That's due to what it has come in contact with before settling. So basically in pottery, we have two processes, the shaping and then the firing. The shaping is when you are creating whatsoever you have in mind that you want to create. That is the number one process. The final process is the firing. A pottery object cannot be complete without firing. So firing is the second process that has to be applied to whatsoever you are producing as far as pottery is concerned. Now, what we are going to narrow to today is the shaping. We come to the shaping, we have another two forms of shaping, which the first one is the traditional. That's the making use of hands, just like our local potters in the villages do use. Probably it could be slab method, it could be coil method, and pinch method. All that when you see them make coils, go around it, and then make their pots locally. That's the traditional method of shaping. And we have the modern method of shaping, which is what we are going to experience today. It involves the use of technology, because today we have machines available to help us in our shaping. So we come under that modern shaping. The major or the prior one is this wheel. That's the throwing method, which involves the use of a potter's wheel, which is right in front of us now. So we are going to narrow to throwing. When you come to throwing, it's the use of the potter's wheel. It's a rotating force that moves the clay around while you sit in one position and then walk. That actually takes us from when you see our local women go round the pot to you being in one position, and this machine does the work of the rotation. So it takes the clay round for you to just be in one position and then walk, instead of you making quilts and then going around the clay. So basically in this method of shaping, we have 4 stages that we need to put them in place for us to get what we want. The number one is the centering. Now the clay is on the wheel head, but it's not centered. So we need it to be in a centered position for us to be able to work with it smoothly. The second process is the opening, to give it a kind of hollow shape or form so that we'll be able to work with, because when you look at most of our objects today that are being thrown on the wheel, they are hollow. That also gives it functionality, whether for decorative purpose or for domestic use. Probably you are making a bowl today, it has to be hollow. It doesn't come block in a block form. Or be it a flower vase, it also has a hole where you can insert your flowers, be it planters and all that. So the hollowing gives us that opening for our objects to have that hollow space. And then the next one is the pulling. After you open, you have to pull it to a certain height, which depends on the quantity of the clay you have on the wheel at the moment. So you have to get it into a cylindrical shape to a certain height. And then the last process is the shaping. Now you start to shape into whatever form you have in mind. If it is a bowl, you kind of open it to look like a bowl, whatever kind of bowl you want. Or if it's a flower vase, you kind of bolt from beneath, narrow from top, from middle, open from top, and all that. So that is the last process, the shaping process. I believe we are catching. So
what was the third one? Before shaping?
The third one is the pulling.
Pulling, okay.
Yes. So after you center, you open, you pull, and then you start shaping. So you have to pass through these 4 processes when you are working with the potter's wheel. So quickly, I will give you a spin. Now the potter's wheel, since it's rotating, you have to be firm in positioning your hands. Now you are the one in charge, you are controlling the clay, not the clay controlling you. So since it's rotating, you shouldn't allow your hands to move along with the clay while rotating on the wheel. Anything you want to do, you have to position your hands firmly on the wheel to be able to control the clay.
The wheel, is it this?
Yes, this is the wheel. Yes.
Your hands?
Now, where the clay is sitting on top right now is the wheel head. So, in just some few seconds, I will just put it on. It will start spinning. Then we'll go into the process. But before that, I just want us to understand. So, you need your hands to be in a firm position. Once your hands are kind of shaky and moving along with the rotation of the wheel, you're not going to get it right. And clay, one good thing with this clay is malleable, it's controllable. Whatever you tell, it's malleable. Whatever you tell it to do, it will do. So it also has memory. So you treat it very well and careful, and you be nice to the clay.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
So after the spinning it, what are we doing next? We are going to watch you.
Yes, we'll follow through the process together. So we'll spin our wheels all together, and then I will take you through the 4 processes now: the centering, the opening, pulling, and then the shaping. Okay. Then we'll go into it all together.
Okay, so this water.
Yes, I will explain when we start. Okay, but for the sake of now, the water is for you to moisturize your hands because it's a rotating force and then it's clay. So definitely there's going to be friction. So for smooth running, you need the water. Once your hands are getting dry while you're on the clay, you apply water for the smooth running of the process.
Any other
So,
questions?
are we good? We have our wheel spinning now. So for us to start the centering, you have to get your hands wet into the ball.
Okay, please, I think you need to take off your bracelet.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So, to the clay. Hands are wet already to the clay. Now, this is how you are going to place your hands. This is kind of like holding the clay. Now, you are going to apply a gentle pressure to the clay. And then you see the clay conforming. Oh, sorry. Just, yes.
Okay, why this happens is because your hands are dried and you're supposed to get your hands wet. So each time you feel your
Yes.
hands are dry, please
Apply
dip it
water.
inside water and get to the clay. Okay. Yes. So once your hands are
Just
dry,
feel free, apply the water. Just, you can fetch a bit on the clay like this, something, and then you go.
Okay.
So, what you want to do is to apply a kind of pressure.
Go ahead, please hold your clay. Grip.
Are you seeing what my clay is doing? A kind of firm grip, yes, you are getting it, but you started from the middle. Start from the wheel head, from the base, yes.
So
Yes.
each time your hands feel dry, add water to it and press.
So, you see, you apply the pressure from the base, and then you kind of pick gently up to get this shape. Yes, you are getting it, but the pressure is not that much.
Dry.
Now,
So each time you feel dry,
Oh my goodness.
okay, I'm coming.
okay.
So, let's see.
So just stay back. Your hands are dry, that's why. So each time you feel dry, get your hands wet.
So put your hand, let's see. Yes, so it's a kind of, and then you'll be going up. Yeah, something like this is okay. Now, when you apply the pressure and you stay with it in one place, you definitely get the clay cut off. So you have to be moving. So Are you seeing? Are you seeing it growing?
So once you breathe,
Are you seeing?
don't come down.
So it's something like
You're
this.
removing your hands, you're taking off your hands completely. So you go
Yeah,
from the
this
base
is nice.
to the top again.
Okay, I think let me do this. So, let me just help you out to reduce the pressure.
Oh,
You are the one controlling the clay, so
I'm actually observing you people so that I can score you.
okay. That's okay.
So that was just what they said I should.
let me just. So let me get you right, your hands. So it's a kind of pressure, and then you'll be picking it up. Hmm? So now here is because the pressure is kind of much in this place. That's why. Nice. See, it's like we're going to have one lad equally here.
I am here.
All right. So the next thing, this particular process is also to help us air the clay. Probably if there are air bubbles, while you are squeezing up, they will definitely remove or get out. So now the next one is, it's okay. This process is okay. You come with your hands like this. This.
I don't see your brain. I don't want to see your I don't want to think about something. I don't want to try it. I don't want to think.
So now the next is your thumb like this together. These two thumbs together.
You always close your palms because if you leave it like this, you see rips on the clay. So always close your palms. Close
These two thumbs together. Bring it on top. You hold. These two thumbs on top. See the way I placed it. I'm talking.
Show me how you play.
See, not the tip.
Okay.
Yes. So the pressure is going to go downward. Pressure is going to go downward. The two thumbs are the one applying the pressure downwards. You see the way it's going down? Yeah. This hand is here firmly. It's not moving. The clay has no option than to just conform to the shape. And this is well centered.
So your hands were dried.
So this is all about centering.
My own has given me a different shape.
That's because the tip of the thumb is the one giving much of the pressure.
Okay.
So put it again, let's see. Now, you have to relax it, rest here a little bit.
Okay.
Keep pressing.
And then
Keep pressing.
pressure should come from here.
Okay. The under.
So you press, press, press.
Ah, speak it.
Press.
But his own was so fast. Yeah.
Now, see,
Because he has magic fingers.
see something. Because I actually use one hand because this is a rotating force, so the action mustn't go around the whole clay body. Once you just place in one position, that's all. You see here is a kind of
Thumb.
do you understand? But then the pressure, anything from here,
Okay.
that's where the pressure is coming from.
Like this.
Yes. So you press,
Am I on track?
press down.
Yes. You are.
Yeah. Press down, press down. These guys shouldn't be so loose because they are the one now controlling the edges. Press.
Dry.
Your pressure is kind of low. Yes. Nice. Yes. Pressure down. Harder. Harder.
Yours is perfect.
Have this.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Now this is. You are getting it. Just that these fingers are not doing their work. You see, it's a kind of still shaky. So. Okay, come in.
Now it's because you open your fingers. That's why you are
Just want
having
to
those
get
grips
it all to
on
go.
the clay. You are supposed to close your fingers, guide your clay, your tongue on it, then you press down.
One is forming a
We have it all centered now. We just wait for us to go to the next.
Until you come to
Okay, let me see. Nice. It's very nice. Now it's just a little work at the top. That's all. So you can put your hands and feel the way it's moving out smoothly without all those dangling stuff and all that. Nice. They're giving us a plate already.
It's all
Now these fingers are not, as you are pressing, these fingers are not, controlling by the side. So let me just, okay.
Yeah, I think that's why she's trying to put up her nails.
Yeah, the nails also is going to give us hard time when we come to opening and then pulling. Okay. So let me just get it centered to us and then we'll just move fast to the next level. Just put your hand around the clay and you feel. See the way it's running smooth? Yeah, you are getting it.
No, but it's not like your own.
Now, one thing, when it comes to centering, you need much energy than when you are doing the remaining processes. Because you are trying to, conform the clay to a certain position that it was not actually in. So you need a lot of pressure. So when your pressure is not that much, it will take time for the clay to take shape. That's just it.
How did you use one hand and you put it?
Yeah. They say practice makes perfect. So now the next is the opening. Yeah, if you remember the stages I mentioned, this is centering now. Our clay is well centered. The next is the opening. Okay. Again,
Walter Pitcairn wrote, "Life begins at 40." And that got me thinking. That triggered my creative mind and I began to ask questions. Why should a 40 years African woman retire as a baby factory without a career choice of her own? Hence, the creation of 40 and Fabulous Naija, a reality TV show like no other, changing the narratives of what it takes to be 40 and fabulous.
your hands are going to come round the clay this way, and then this thumb, they are going to go straight to the middle. They are going straight downward, not in a flat position. This way. Have you seen? Yes, and then you have to hold them firmly because you are going to put the pressure downward to make a hole. Now, in going down, you won't want to go down fast so that you won't get to the wheel head. You have to go down gently and then stop along the way so that you won't get to the wheel head. Once you get to the wheel head, it's to say that your work is not going to have a base. So, let's go like this. Then we are going in. I've stopped. Have you done that? Nice. Now, at this stage, the way you introduce your hands to the clay has to be slow and steady. You have to be careful about it. And then also the way you remove your hands from the clay. Since it's a rotating force, you want to be careful so that you quickly removing your hands can make this clay go off center, and you quickly taking your hands to the clay can also make the clay go off center. So you want to be slow and steady, careful. So now the next, we are going to steal the thumb, but the pressure is not going to go downwards. You are going to pull 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The left thumb is pulling this way, the right is pulling this way. Are we understanding? Yes. Now, you are trying to, open it to get to a certain width, and then not that too open. So because this is a small quantity of clay, we are not going to get it too open. So just watch and see what I'll be doing then. Have you seen?
Go down a bit. Yours has to also go down the opening so that it enables it wide. But don't touch the base.
Yes. Okay, let me just follow through. Now, I've forgotten that these hands has to be so that it also gives you a kind of firm grip. Yes. And then you go straight, and then you stop. So this width is okay. I just want to get this out. Just hold on first.
Plate of oha soup. Plate of oha soup.
Just get this. I'm not yet opening, so.
It doesn't look like it was small. No, it doesn't look like it is.
Don't worry, it mustn't. What is important is we have the opening.
Because I was actually looking out for your own.
So let's just clean this. And then, it's the same. Don't worry.
So at this stage,
it's the same.
Start making up our mind. What do we want to do? Either a flower vase, a bowl, a mug, a planter, or any decorative object you want to do. So whether it's in every mode, like you're pulling up or you're just pulling a little bit. So that's the next stage.
So let's get it cleaned up. Yep. So right now we have our clay well open. So have we gotten any shape in mind that we want to produce? Now the pulling and the shaping methods, they work hand in hand, because as you are pulling you also have your shape in mind, so you pull towards achieving your shape. Now, but in most cases, if it's not something that is kind of open, you first of all need to get it in a kind of cylindrical form or shape before you start shaping. For stuff like flowers, mugs, and probably jugs and all that. But if it's a kind of ball, from maybe 1, 2, 3 pull, you need to start beveling it to get that shape. So what do we have in mind now? You have something in mind already to produce? What is it? Flowers. Okay. Like a ball. Okay. Flowers also.
A teacup.
Teacup. Okay. Now teacup, it's kind of going to be big because of the quantity of the clay. Normally a teacup should be kind of small, nothing big. This quantity of clay is going to be kind of big for it. So
You can do
Okay. Okay. So now, I want you to watch and see how I will do the pulling. Now, basically, the pulling is your left hand will come inside, and then your right by the side, outside. Now, they have to face each other, directly opposite each other, the one inside and the one outside. Now, in this process, hold on, just hold on. If you are trying, don't apply pressure, just put them around and then you know how you are going to do first. Now, you might want to lock your hands, probably something like this or like this. Do you understand? Now, this is just a kind of tip for you to get your hands firm together. I can actually do without locking my hands, but for the sake of learning, I know definitely your hands may be tempted to move with the rotation of the wheel. So you get them locked like this, firm. Now, they are directly facing each other. Now, don't put this left hand in here, facing like this, and then this one is coming here. No, see the way I place them. So just watch. I will do my first pull for us to see. Now I'm applying a pressure. Now I'm going up gently, slow and steady. Slow and steady. You see the hands as if they are not moving, but it's moving and our clay is growing. Do you understand it? Let me still go again. Now what you are doing is, both of these hands are applying pressure. The one outside and the one inside. Now, it's going to be just little pressure, not too much as the one we use in centering. And then you want to be going up, because if you stay with the pressure in one place, your clay might, cut off. So you press. It's more like, when you look, it's more like I've created a kind of groove from beneath. So this is just a pressure, little pressure I applied. Now this consistency is what I will maintain going up. Have you seen? And then when I get to the rim, I release. I don't come with my hands to come and meet each other at the top like this. No. Once you get to this tip, you release. Do you all get the process? So we can now give it a try. Yeah. Now your hands are not firmly in one place. It's no. You are allowing your hands to move. Just hold it firm in one position. The whole of this clay. Now, when you feel there's something wrong, just hold on. Don't force it. When you feel you are not doing it well, don't force it, and then just let me know. Yeah, she's getting it. Yes. Yes.
Their names, the names don't spell.
Now, your nails is going to be the issue.
Should have removed it.
So now, so don't worry. This is what happens when you And I remember I said you want to be gentle and nice to the clay. If not, you continue cutting and reducing the size of your clay.
Those juicy romance.
Yeah, something like that.
That's very good. Okay. I got it. Doctor, she knows. That's why she gave us her own shape.
So now you see, you've reduced the size of your clay now because of, and then now, one thing that is going to make you not enjoy this process, the nails. So it's just something simple like this, and then you'll be going up. Do you understand? So let me get it a little bit high for you. because of the nails. But then you don't have to allow your nails to go deep in such a way that it will cut the clay. So probably you can work with what we have here already.
This reminds me of a movie. The ghost.
So you can work with this. Because of the nails, that's why I had to make it for you in that shape. So we've forgotten. You can actually use this to suck out the excess water, and also just to also introduce water if your hands are dry. So I'm just trying to get this back to shape because you've actually done something to the clay. You have to be nice to the clay. So, yes, you don't have nails, so I think you should get this. See? Just placing your hand like this. Then you are going up. Slow and steady. Come to this point, you release. Can you give it a try? Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. So at the stage I left her,
Yes, that's
when you are going up, you don't have to go down and come up. No. Yes. Now, let's start from the base. Now you see this one. You need to apply a little pressure in. Then you maintain the pressure. And then you keep coming. Keep coming. So you've increased height, right? So it's the same process. You go down slow and steady. See? See? You see? See? So now you can just hold on for now. Just hold on with it so that you,
so that you don't chop up the head.
yeah.
I can now
Eh.
make it to is the head. How to make it even when you
Yeah,
chop.
just it's either you use this or the cutting wire. So you can just watch and see. Now we are going to fetch a lot of clay out. Now you see.
Okay. I wanted to make it a cup.
I understand. You don't make it because it's still dancing. If you don't get it back to center, you see that the reason why we cut it, yes, you've made it go off from the center. The reason why we cut it, if you don't get it back in shape and you are shaping again, you still get that kind of uneven rim. So it's better.
How do I know when it's in the center?
You will not be dancing.
You don't be dangling. So let me just get this to a kind of so that now see something. You partially get it back to center, and then if you look at the top.
Walter Pitcairn wrote, "Life begins at 40." And that got me thinking. That triggered my creative mind and I began to ask questions. Why should a 40 years African woman retire as a baby factory without a career choice of her own? Hence, the creation of 40 and Fabulous Naija, a reality TV show like no other, changing the narratives of what it takes to be 40 and fabulous.
throwing, the first is centering, the second stage is the opening, and then the pulling, and then the shaping. And then I believe you've seen the processes, so we'll work together concurrently. As I'm doing, we are all working together. Then anywhere you feel there's difficulty, I find it difficult to do any stage, you let me know, and I'll also be observing to come and then guide you through. So I will give you, okay, yeah. So remember, it's a rotating force. Definitely there's going to be friction between your hands and the clay. That's why we have the water in the bowl. Whenever you feel your hands are getting dry and the clay is sticking, you apply water. You have the foam to use. Probably you can fetch water using the foam, and then you go. So just dip your hands in the bowl and then to the clay. So your hands this way will come. Now this part should come to the wheel head, should be on the wheel head. Here should be on the wheel head. And then you grab, you apply pressure, and then go upwards. See, mine is taking shape already. Apply pressure, get your hands wet. Now, when your hands are dry and you are still forcing them on the clay, it's a kind of battle. So when they are wet, you have this kind of, yes, are you seeing? Slow and steady, you don't have to go fast. You are getting it. Wet your hands. Nice. Oh. It is from the extension. I pick up so that we just.
It's going
Anti-clockwise. Yes. I need to be careful with this. So yes, we are getting it. Put the hands and then. So do it again. So let's start from. So your hands have to be just firm in one position and then you hold and go up.
Okay.
And then you go up gradually. You see? So that's it. Yes. So you have this. You're going up gradually. Yeah, you are getting there. Water. See, wherever you now, the pressure is getting too much here. Okay. You might get the clay cut off. So just maintain. Yes, let's try. Then we go up. Now, because the pressure relaxes in one position, that's why we have that. So now I think we've all gotten it well.
More than say impressive now.
So I'm just quickly going to do it for you fast because we are about rounding up, so I'll just get it to you.
Oh, hold on.
So this is just the whole process.
He's going to come and wait for you. Just hold on. Mother, leave it. Let him come and cut it.
I'll scatter everything.
Mom, please.
Mommy. You know, fine. Again. Getting stiff in my hand.
And then start cleaning your hand.
Which kind? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, on.
I wish you would
Because I
clean
don't
your
have
hand.
hand. Just leave it like that. The shape is
So you have to remove your hand before the. Now that clay is already weak. Just
Yes.
let it be.
It has broken. Yeah.
You don't collapse.
Please, let's get mother another clay. And I wanted to use that thing. What thing? What do you use like a file? But I did not said, let me know.
You think this is fun that, yeah?
Because
See,
your life. I'll be one user.
With this,
But I say this one that he didn't
it's kind of
use it, let me
proportionate
not go
now.
and
Yeah.
press spoil.
It's better.
And
This is
Michelle
good.
got a very beautiful one.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
So,
Mother is coming.
Are they coming? No,
so go in and open. Okay.
Yes.
I
Careful.
understand.
Not
Yes.
this one.
Careful.
That one, the neck of a pot.
Yeah, careful. If you do anything, you break it.
So that we have different things.
So we can
Then
go
to bend them out.
in.
Bend them. Bend. You are. Yes, leave them. Leave them.
Nice.
Standing like this and dock. Just back
Right. You are good with your shape?
Yes, I like this shape.
That's nice. You can go for a flower bouquet. Alright. Okay, I'll face you. Okay. So, any challenges because of production?
Initially, I think I put too much water and I realized that excess
Yeah.
water makes it to break.
Yeah, it weakens the clay.
Weakens the clay.
So, when you are trying to control, the clay is already weak and you can't. Okay. So, I think you've learned from that. So, next, you try as much as possible to use less water and then be careful when you are doing your shaping.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Can we use like this gloves, the light ones,
Okay.
the surgical gloves?
Surgical gloves. Yeah, it can be used, but in some instances, no, because you know the clay, it's just a combination of sand, probably the loamy, sandy stuff. It's just combination. So as you are working, you feel there is a kind of particles.
Yeah.
So if you have a clay that has a kind of sandy particles, you definitely, yeah. So, and also the purpose of filling won't be effective. So yes, the next person. Yes, you.
I'm from Sotoye, Soti. I didn't know I was going to love it like this because it was a bit messy, but the only
Yeah.
challenge I had was scratching it at some point. I was always scratching it with my nails, even though I didn't fix, and then I think trying to
Yeah. To pull.
raise it,
To pull.
to pull it off. Yes,
Okay.
that was difficult, but I think maybe if I do it the next time, I'll probably get it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
So
talk so I can?
the basic,
made,
the basic
this
thing
to be-
in
Excuse me, sir. This is a pot
yes,
for my village.
similar to something like the quality did. So probably I'll allow the quality now.
Exact. No, not like the opposite.
Calabash.
Opposite. They use and go fetch salt. Salt Lake. It's only grandmothers they carry and go fetch salt. Then when you fetch the salt, you come and filter it, and then cook it. When you cook it, it will become Ebony State salt.
Nice.
Salt of the nation. Ta-da!
Nice. So yeah, yeah, kind of storage pot or something.
Something to store your jewelry.
Yeah.
So
when you put them out every day. So
That's nice.
my challenges were that the clay was falling off. So I lost a lot of clay.
Okay. So now that has to do with you maintaining pressure in one place. When you maintain pressure in one place, it gets too much in one place and then it cuts off. So once you apply pressure from the down, you take it gradually to the top and release. Then you go back again, pick it that way, and you're good.
Next time I'll learn.
Can we make,
Sure.
can we make a
Mine,
design on it?
I made.
Yeah, you can.
Like an ornament you can place on a shelf. Of course, you can still put flowers inside if you want. You can still stand as a flower vase as well, or it can just be on its own.
This is nice. This is giving more like a Ashanti pot.
Yes.
Probably people have read art very well.
Yes, and the challenge that I had was I found out that in the shaping, but like what you said, you have to hold firm.
Yeah.
This grid.
Yeah.
So I did that and I was able to.
You got it.
I was able to get this shape.
Yeah. So this is good.
Thank you.
So in a nutshell, basically when it comes to shaping, I think most of the challenge narrows down to shaping. It's just for you to have your hands firm in one position because the wheel is rotating. So you don't have to worry about walking around the clay anymore. This is a step from where we were going around the pot. Now you can stay in one position, and then what the wheel does is to take the clay round for you to walk. So your hands in one position and then you are okay. So I think next time we'll get it better. But well done.
Thank you very much. So how do we cut it?
So now the cutting.
I don't have mine here.
Okay, the twine is there. Please help her.
Is it
Help
like
her
this?
with.
Is it like this?
Yeah. Then you have to hold it firm and then drag towards you.
Good for mine.
Please.
Alright, I'm coming because there was. Yes, you can go again. Go through. Cut, yes, straight. And you are good.
But it's removing his eyes.
Now your hands are still wet, that's why.
Yes.
So it's kind of a slurry, so you find it difficult to. I'm coming. Let me just do this to remove kind of. Okay, our light is gone.
Yes.
See how your hand is shaped. Wait. 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 You say wait for what?
So I'm just trying to do this to reduce so that you can have a place to hold.
Can't remove it too. You need to go and wash your hands.
No, you can be washing your hand. I will remove it for you.
I want to see how you remove it.
So you can use this to get the excess.
you're fabulous.